Warning: this video contains spoilers from the Real World Road Rules Challenge Fresh Meat 2. If you have not seen the episode yet, do not watch this video. Challenge Thursday. It's the only time you can be catty and not feel guilty about it. Last night's episode was episode 6, entitled Checkmate. Wes finally realizes that CJ and Sydney were lying completely about what happened in their exile. And even though CJ tells the truth, it doesn't make them want to trust him anymore, because he lied to him to begin with. And since he's a rookie, he should be playing these games smart, and trying to be behind the scenes instead of up in front lying about stuff. I don't know. I'm glad he's gone. Oops. Jen and Ryan are still trying to figure out who they want to be aligned with, whether they want to be on Kenny's alliance or whether they want to be on Wes's alliance. Right now, it's about even with both alliances, and to be quite honest, they're still trying to figure it out. And this is the point in the game where you need to figure out exactly who you want to be aligned with, or you're just going to be thrown under the bus. This week's challenge was called Turnstile. The teams were partnered up and they had 4 rounds. The first round was Kenny, Laurel, Pete, and Jillian versus Landon, Carly, Ryan, and Teresa. This round lasted an hour and a half. They were all struggling. And after an hour, the girls had to get off the log set. The guys were facing off against each other. Finally, Kenny and Pete pull out the victory. Round 2 was Wes, Randy, CJ, and Sydney versus Jen, Nora, Ed, and Luke. Wes convinced Ev to throw the round, and Nora was kind of pissed about it. He didn't know it was going to happen, and he's kind of pissed off that Ev keeps saying that she's this competitor, and she just throws a challenge like that. How can you call yourself a competitor whenever you're just going to throw challenges left and right? Round 3 was Kenny, Laurel, Jill, and Pete versus Wes, Mandy, CJ, and Sydney, and I was really surprised at the outcome, because Wes and CJ and Sydney and Mandy had enough rest, and Kenny, Pete, Jillian, and Laurel didn't have any rest. They were pushing this log for an hour and a half, and you think that they'd get beaten, but they didn't. They actually beat the other team pretty quickly, and it was kind of embarrassing, the fact that you get beaten by an exhausted people. It just shows how weak some of the competitors are in this challenge. In round 4, it was split up into the actual fresh meat teams. It was Kenny, Laurel versus Jill and Pete, and all 4 of them agreed that Jill and Pete were going to win to throw a curveball, and people were not expecting it, and it kind of went against what Wes wanted to happen. Back at the house, Wes and Evelyn try and convince Kenny to convince Jill and Pete to vote in Landon so that the rest of the group can send in CJ and Sydney. At the deliberation, Pete throws out Landon's name without Jill even knowing about it, and then the rest of the groups vote in CJ and Sydney. It pretty much showed Wes's true colors and pretty much tore that alliance apart, which it's about time people finally see Wes and Ev's true sides. As much as Ev wants to deny it, she's pretty much like all the people that she hated, and she's turning into a ruthless winner. She wants to win at no cost, and at first she hated people like that, and now she's one of them. Kind of ironic, don't you think? At the exile, Lyndon and Carly beat CJ and Sydney by a landslide. Pretty much, Lyndon and Carly beat the entire thing, and CJ and Sydney were still at the puzzle whenever they finished. Which is kind of sad whenever you can't put together a tanagram in an hour and a half. And that just kind of speaks to your intelligence, don't you think? And I'm kind of glad they lost. I did not want a rookie to win. To be quite honest, I don't think rookies really deserve to win. Okay, let me rephrase that. That kind of sounded ruthless. I don't think rookies really need to win on their first challenge because it will make them cocky. If you look back at Sarah, she made it to the finals in her first challenge, She was really cocky coming into this challenge. She got sent home second. Kind of speaks to people saying that rookies really don't need to win their first challenge. Just saying. Out of all the episodes this season, this one is my favorite. Mostly for the simple fact that Kenny's alliance is finally ahead. And Wes is finally getting kind of what he deserves. And next week I'm going to be really excited because they showed the preview. And it's Wes and Ev in the Exile. So I'm really excited because I want Mandy gone. I hope they lose. I really do hope Wes goes home. But I guess I'll have to wait and see until next week. So, until next week, I'll see you guys later.